Okay, hello everyone. My name is Sokolov. I'm the founder of Cetmix, and today our talk will be quite technical, yes, because we had a presentation last year, and today we'll go into technical details. So in this talk I will show you how you can expand and extend Cetmix Tower by adding some custom libraries, custom providers, and everything custom that you would like to have. So a short recap regarding what Cetmix Tower is. So Cetmix Tower is a Odoo-based DevOps framework, and it's not a final solution. It's a framework to build your own solutions. So it's open source, and it was open sourced last year during the OCA Days. It's developed in accordance with strict accordance to the OCA coding standards, because it's based on the OCA coding standards, and it has all the components of those standards. And it's quite big, so we have been developing it since 3 years, and it has a lot of comments. We have almost 400 PRs, and most of them were merged just in this year after the open source. And we have 19 contributors, which is not bad from my perspective, okay? A short recap of the technical side. So what does it consist of? So there are main core components, which are servers and server templates, Jet and Jet templates, and this is quite something new. It's not officially there, it's not released, but it will be released really soon, and you can already check the draft PR, which is already there. Variables and secrets. This is something that's being used for rendering everything around Cetmix Tower, and I will show you a little bit later how it works. Commands and flight plans. Okay, commands is, I think it's obvious, they are doing something, they're doing some actions. And flight plans are those scripts which are being run on remote servers to execute those commands. So they're not on remote, but in Tower, of course. Files and file templates. This is also obvious. I think that you understand why do we need files and file templates for DevOps tool. And other tools, we have plenty of them, and most of them are separate modules. Those like Git projects, which allow you to manage Git, and we are using Git aggregator for that. Shortcuts, logs, also server logs, webhooks, which is already ready for merge, but it's not merged yet. And there are also scheduled actions, which are also merged and they're available. Now, let's talk a little bit about variables, because variables are important in context of understanding actually what are those commands doing. So variables, they are used to render code and field values. So basically, this is an example of the code, yes? And you see, this is Ginger. So we are not reinventing the wheel, definitely. We are just using standard tools which are already there. So this is Ginger, and this is an example of a command which has, you can see, a lot of those variables. Now, using those variables, when they are applied, you see this command being rendered for specific entity. For example, you can define those variables for servers, and then this command will be rendered against those variables. With Jets and Jet templates coming, it will become like 4 layers. There will be Jets with their variables, Jet templates with their variables, there will be servers that's already there with their variables, and global variables. Now commands, and this is what our today's talk is about. Commands, we have actually 4 types of them. And the first one is quite obvious, yes, SSH command, which is something that's common for any tool that is used to manage remote servers. Then we have so-called and Python commands. Python commands, the main difference that SSH commands are executed on the remote server, while the Python commands are executed directly in Tower. If you know, and absolutely you know, server actions in Odoo, this is something that's quite similar to server actions in Odoo with not minor, but major differences. Okay. Now, 2 other types, just to understand that they are there. Create a file from template. This is needed when you execute some flight plan, for example. And okay, one of the steps, I would like to create a Docker file on my remote server. So this command takes the file template and creates that file for you. And run another flight plan. So you can create different flight plans, and you can run another flight plan from the top flight plan. So you have like a nested flight plan hierarchy, okay? Now, flight plans, to recap, what the flight plans are. So they allow you to run multiple commands in series, and they have condition-based flow. So this is just an example of screenshot. So you see there are different commands, and there are conditions on the right side under which this particular command will be executed. Our today's talk doesn't cover it, and I will say that there is documentation. We have a documentation. I consider it quite good. There is a dedicated documentation portal. If you're interested, you can go there and check all the details, because there are a lot of them. But this is an example, a part of a small flight plan. So now let's go to our today's main topic, to Python commands and that magic that they do. So this is an example of a Python command. And as you see, this is Python code, which is being executed directly in Tower. As you can probably see, if you can see on the screen, of course, so there is a little bit of difference between server actions of Odoo or automated actions of Odoo and Python commands in Tower. Yes, most of those utils are available also in the server actions. You are familiar. OK, UID, this is the same as in Odoo server actions. User, same story, environment. But then comes the magic. Yes, so we have server, which allows you to access the properties of the server directly from the command. So you can say, OK, server.ipv4, server.url, server.reference. So you can access those properties directly from the Python command. Then Tower. Tower is a helper class, once again. So it's a huge project, and it's documented. So there is a special Python class, and I will show it, by the way, here. So because we can do this one. Yes, so this is this helper class, you see. It's used specially dedicated. It's specially dedicated to be used in those inline code snippets, in the Python code snippets. So basically, for example, server run command, OK? So when you execute this command using tower.server run command, it allows you to run this command directly from this Python command. And it's important that you can also, because it's a Python command, you can also access all Odoo properties. So for example, you can go server, then access cell order, and OK, I would like to run a new server, create a new server, and the URL, I will take it from the cell order line description. And you can do this because you actually use the environment to access it, take the value from the model, which is called cell order line, and put it. And we are doing this. So last year I was showing how I was creating this server from the cell order. That's nothing special. You can do this as well because you have access to environment. That's important. Now let's go back here. Some other things, date-util, you know them from Odoo. Then we have requests. It's important thing that you can send those requests directly from the Python command. So this command, what does it do? It registers a new DNS record on the Cloudflare provider. Yes. So what does it do? It simply calls API using request library and does all the magic. So Cloudflare is quite simple and it's quite straightforward. So it's really easy to use. It's really easy to manage using a request library. You don't need any connector here. And other things like JSON, HTML key, tilde stack, DNS, and custom values, which we are not covering in this talk. Welcome to the documentation. OK, so those are Python commands. Now, as I told you just a few seconds ago, you can reach those Cloudflare API using requests. But what if you have something complex? Let's say if you have some kind of provider, for example, Amazon, and I will be using Amazon like an example, which is not so easy to manage using requests. So it would be good to have those libraries here. Yes? Because you can simply use bota3 and then dot and everything else. So for that, we had developed special classes here. OK, so we have created a special function in the Cetmix Tower command module, which allows you to add custom libraries like this. And that's all. That's the talk. Sorry, no, that's not all the talk, but that's all. Actually, we had several iterations with this, and we finalized it like this. So basically, we have created a special function. OK, I will show it here. So this function actually takes this dictionary, yes, and it allows you to import any library. In this case, we are using AWS. Yes? So we are importing Boto3, which is an official AWS library. And then we are wrapping this library. We are calling this method getting super, because maybe there are other modules, other libraries, I don't know, OVH or Proxmox, as it was announced here. Yes? So you basically, you are just adding your library on top of those libraries. And here you go. So let's say in the end, it's like this. Depend on Cetmix Tower server, inherit this module, extend, add tests, which is important, yes, and also add demo data. It's also important because there will be some people who will be testing this on round board or just in the installation. So yes, we are always adding tests, and yes, we are always adding demo data to make this onboarding process faster. And here we go. And then what you will have, you see, you will have this library like this in the help section. And obviously, you can access it directly, and all the functions are accessible directly. A little bit of technical magic behind this. Just wanted to show it here. So as you can probably see here, we have actually two types of objects. So the first one are Python libraries, which are quite static. So we are caching this method. So it benefits from ORM cache. Why? Because those libraries don't have a tendency to be changed during the, let's say, the evaluation process. Yes. So this also improves the performance because this function is cached, and that's important. And then we have also a separate function, yes, which is not cached, and it gets you all the objects inside. So this is from the jets, and it adds those new like server. We had server before, now we have jet template jet as well. And this method is not cached. So that's the difference. So it's also quite fast. Now, what next? Your questions? If you have any, of course.
I'm sorry, I missed the stop. Oh, okay, left.
Thank you. Thank you for doing all this. Did you, when you started, because I missed the starting of the talk, did you make a market analyst when you started? Because I think I've seen quite a few approaches like which seem to be similar to Cetmix. Is that true, or did you do that, or did you see any? Is there anything comparable, or?
I will tell you, no, there is nothing comparable. And no, we did no marketing. So how much time do we have left?
20 minutes.
Wow, plenty. You see, I'm really fast. OK, now a little bit of lyrics, and we'll tell you about this project. Probably who had watched this talk from the last year? Are there anyone? No, you are the, no, sorry guys, you are the team members. You cannot vote. OK, so long story short, it was May of 2022. I was driving my car, returning from the client. And I am not a developer, yes, just in case. So I got a call from the client saying, hey, Ivan, could you please update our server? I say, no problem. I have an iPad with me. So I stopped, and then it was like Edge connection. I had an iPad with no keyboard, and now I had to download from App Store this SSH app. OK, half an hour. Long story short, it took me half an hour. Well, I decided, what do I machine him? Yes, I want to have everything in Odoo. We have everything in Odoo, by the way, in our system, yes, and I would like to have everything in Odoo as this as well. I am not a DevOps. So what I would like to do, and probably here will be some spoilers for you, and this was not planned, of course, but we have 20 minutes, OK, 19 minutes. So long story short, I will show you, and it will be streamed, and I will show you our production database magic. And this is something that we are using, this project. So what did I want? I want to have a tool that would be running inside Odoo, because I wanted to have it like on my lap. So I wanted to have a possibility to do some action directly from Odoo, yes? And I wanted to do it really fast, without going any consoles, anything. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to go, for example, like here, click here, start Odoo container, or for example, restart Odoo container with old settings. And that's all what I had to do. If I had that time, that would be perfect, but I didn't have that. That was the problem. So I started this project, and I looked at different tools, and there were Ansible and all that stuff. I am far from that, far from that. So I said, okay, I would like to have a tool that will be really simple for me as a functional person. But because I don't know which technologies are better or worse, I would like to make it not for Docker, not for Kubernetes, not for anything else. I would like to give a tool which will allow people to build their own whatever they want, okay? And use whatever they want. And this was the idea of doing Cetmix Tower. So as I mentioned in my talk, it's based on those configuration variables. Yes, so this is quite similar. This is generic. So we have these configuration variables, yes? And that's all. Those configuration variables are used for rendering commands. And those commands can be written by those technical people who actually have those skills to build those commands, okay? So that's the idea. And regarding this, probably there are some similar tools, but there is no tool which allows you to do everything without limiting you, for example, to Odoo, to specific technologies, to specific stack. That's the difference of Cetmix Tower. And we are managing not only Odoo, by the way, so it's not just for Odoo hosting. It's for anything. We have WordPress, some Python apps, so it's not specific for any specific software, okay? The guy left, but I hope I have replied to his question.
The internet is watching.
Okay. So, any other questions?
Yes. Again, we discussed it a little bit yesterday, but it's more maybe a question to your developers. It's about that you mentioned Ansible, and there is of course like Terraform. Like, why didn't you decide to build your tool on top of Terraform and Ansible? Because with Terraform, it's very easy to create, like, I don't know, Google Cloud, DigitalOcean, Amazon Web Services, I don't know, 20 lines of config file, and you have a running server. With Ansible, again, like 50 lines of config file, you have running Nginx, Odoo, Postgres, everything. So why did you do it in direct way instead of utilizing and building it on top of Terraform and Ansible?
Okay. The answer is quite simple. Because I don't want to be, if you need Terraform, you can create a flight file like this. The first step will be upload Terraform configuration. The second step will be run the Terraform script. You will have a flight plan of 2 steps, yes, and it will do the job. If you don't like Terraform, you like Ansible, you create another flight plan, yes, which says, okay, use Ansible, install Ansible. This is it's all published. It's all open source. We have a website, and we have published our flight plans, so you can download them and use them as a reference. Because, by the way, one of the things that I would like to show you that everything in Tower can be exported and imported using YAML. So you can share everything. It's Odoo, but we are not using just Odoo expert because it's not so convenient for such things. So we have a YAML export-import framework on top of Tower, which allows you to export and import. So coming back to your question, because you like Terraform, he likes, I don't know what he likes, Ansible, and you probably don't like any of them. And you can create your commands, yes, and say, okay, I would like to install Terraform, and I would like to use Terraform. And I know people are doing that way, yes? So, okay, this is your YAML, yes? So you can share it with me, send me, I don't know, with WhatsApp and say, hey, Ivan, this is a new flight plan, check it out. I will import it, and it will import me everything in my system. That's the difference. So we are not building on specific technology because we don't want to limit you to some specific technology.
Sorry, again, it's like, I didn't mean that you're forcing your users of Cetmix Tower to use Ansible and Terraform. I mean that, I suppose, like in your core, you did a lot of job that basically repeats functionality of Ansible and Terraform. And like, I know, you could do these systems that users wouldn't even know what was used inside, like, I don't know, final users. I mean that, you know, Ansible and Terraform, they're idempotent out of the box. So basically, if you run them same command thousands of times, it will always do something to the state that you describe in your config file, regardless if it was created already there or if you updated it from some state. But because I suppose that in your source code, there are a lot of, like, thousands maybe of lines that trying to read something like that.
Frankly speaking, I would say, once again, first of all, I'm not an expert in Terraform and everything, yes? This is why I built this tool.
Yes, that's why I ask about it's more to your development.
Those guys are more functional, sorry. I was the main one, and there are a lot of contributors there, but still I am the guy who is doing that coding. I would say that, once again, so for me, there is no difference. For me, it's easier to go here. For example, I want to create a new command. Okay, so for me, it's easy because I'm using Odoo, yes? I can go here, okay, say commands, create new, and for example, do something, run. Then I will say, okay, something like variable which will describe, for example, this is a Terraform URL, okay? And this is all what I need to do. Then I would say, okay, the next command, let's say, will be upload the Terraform configuration. Okay, create file from template, file template, any of them. Yes, and then this is the second command. I'm doing this from interface. I don't want to go in any other tool. I don't want to do any things outside of Odoo. If I need something, okay, for example, I can do some Python code. Yes, and here I can use all those libraries which we have here and write quite a simple Python script here. Yes, because, and then what's important, I can go here and export it. Yes, so go to YAML, export it, or ask someone to do that for me. He will do this, and I will get it. There will be Terraform, there will be something else, I don't know. It's just working from here. For me, as a functional person, I would like to go here in servers, yes, and probably do some magic which I did before. So I want to have one-click operation. That's what I want to have. That's all. So basically, you shouldn't be considering Tower as a magic bullet that makes Odoo a SaaS. No, this is not Tower which makes Odoo a SaaS, which allows you to do those features. Those are flight plans and commands which are doing that. Tower is just a tool. It's a tool which is built on top of those tools. So it's a layer of connection between Odoo and those tools, which makes it more convenient for Odoo users. That is. No questions so far. Thank you so much.